The BMW 4 Series range is really diverse. There's a 2-door coupe, a 4-seater convertible, and if you need style and space, there's this, the Gran Coupe. Whether you think of the Gran Coupe as a 4-door 4 Series coupe or a 3 Series with a more sloping roofline and a practical hatchback tailgate, it's certainly a handsome car and rivals the Audi A5 Sportback. And it's just had a midlife refresh with new front and rear lights, new colours, tweaked engines, improved handling and a subtly updated interior. There's a few little kind of details, things like the trim, you've got gloss black detailing and extra chrome, but the main things to be aware of are things like this touchscreen up here, which is really great and easy to use. And you can also use it down here with the rotary control. Design-wise in front of you, even though the design itself looks a little bit dated in areas, the one place where it doesn't are the dials in front of you because they're now electronic, which is a really nice touch. Space-wise, well, how much can we fit inside? You can see we've got our packet of crisps here, which fits perfectly in the glove box. Water, however, you might prove harder to store. Unfortunately, it won't fit in the door bin there, so we're going to have to leave that there. But there's still loads of space inside the 4 Series. You've got 2 cup holders here, a nice, really useful anti-slip area, along with loads and loads of storage, and a really great place to put your phone here, which will adjust to whatever phone size that you've got. BMW has simplified the 4 Series' trim range so that it kicks off with SE, which gets 17-inch alloy wheels, leather seats, BMW Connected Drive, satellite navigation, LED front and rear lights and parking sensors at the front and also the back. Sport throws in 18-inch alloy wheels, ambient lighting and sport seats, while M Sport, which is just for the bigger engine models, adds sportier styling, stiffer suspension and electric front seats. One of the big bonuses of the Gran Coupe is you get beautiful coupe styling along with a 5-door car. Now, sometimes you might think that compromises on headroom. As you can see here, there's a comfortable amount of headroom. There's not tons, probably not as much as in an Audi A5, but still more than enough for me, and I'm 5'7" and a little bit. So leg-wise and space in general, it's comfortable. BMW do market this as a 4+1, so ideally for children to be sat here because there is quite a high transmission tunnel. Round at the boot, and it's here where you'll really be tempted by the Gran Coupe, because unlike the 3 Series you have a hatchback and it lifts up to reveal quite a large space. In fact, it's the same size as the 3 Series, but it's more practical and easier to load items in, like the car by suitcases. And you can fold down the rear seats, giving a near-flat loading space. Just like the Audi A5 Sportback, it's also a little difficult to haul items over the boot lip. Along with trims, the engine range has been made simpler too. So there are a 2-litre 420i and 430i petrol, along with a 3-litre 440i petrol. Whilst for diesel there's a 420D 2-litre and a 3-litre 430D, along with finally the 435D. And depending on engine, there are manual and automatic gearboxes, along with a choice of rear and xDrive 4-wheel drive, the latter being an option of £1,500. Now there's obviously multiple engine choices available, but we're in the range-topping 435D. Now there is also 2-litre variants available, for example the 420D, which gives you 187 brake horsepower. It's more than enough, but personally, I'd go for this range topper. If economy is top of your priorities, then the 420D should be your choice, with its claimed 60 miles per gallon. But if you're after a frugal petrol, it's the 420i, with its claimed 48 miles per gallon, which will be your pick. The automatics are more economical, whereas obviously if you have an xDrive 4-wheel drive, it will be slightly less fuel efficient than the 2-wheel drive Gran Coupe. As you'd expect from a BMW, the 4 Series is more fun to drive than its nearest rival, the A5 Sportback. But the Gran Coupe is not as sharp as the other 4 Series models, due to its Grand Tourer character. If you go for the M Sport, we'd recommend going for the adaptive suspension, but don't be tempted to tick the box for variable sport steering. It quickens the response when the lock is applied, but then it just gives an artificial feeling. But the big question is the 4 Series worth the price jump from the 3 Series? If it's purely based on price, probably not. For me personally, I think it really is worth the price jump. The 4 Series is a lot more spacious, a lot more refined, and performance-wise, the Gran Coupe is hard to beat. Especially when you think about rivals such as the Audi A5 Sportback, this is a much better choice. If you enjoyed this review, then make sure you watch our Audi A5 Sportback video and our Executive Saloon Car playlist, and subscribe to our channel by pressing the Car Buyer logo.